Good morning students. Today we are going to deal with the question and answer reading with insight. The first question that is given in the story The Tiger King. The story is a satire on the conceit of those in power. How does the author imply the literary device of dramatic irony in the story? Okay. Dramatic irony is a literary device. Dramatic irony is a literary device in which a character is ignorant of the future circumstances. The king is not aware of what the fate holds for him. When the Tiger King was born, the astrologers predicted that he would be killed by a tiger. The prince grew up into a strong and powerful young man. He had taken a oath to kill tiger in self-defense. He killed a tiger. He was happy because the tiger could not kill him. It was he who had killed the tiger. He sent for the state astrologer. Then the astrologer predicted that, my lord, you have to kill 99 more tiger in the same way, but you have need to be aware of the 100 tiger. The Tiger King, out of his conceit, took a oath to kill 100 tigers. He killed 99 tigers, but it was difficult to find only one more tiger alive. But the Tiger King was determined to kill one more tiger. He could not live in peace till he had killed the 100 tiger. The Diwan had an old tiger. He left the old and weak tiger in the forest where the king was camping. Next day, the king found the tiger and shot it. The tiger fell to the ground. Now the king was satisfied. He went away, but the tiger had not been killed. The king had missed the target, so the hunters killed the tiger. The king remained unvexed of this event. Now the king bought a wooden tiger toy to play with his son, because before this he has paid no attention to his son, and now when he has killed 100 tiger, he decided to give some special gift on the third birthday of his son. So he went to the market of Pratibandhapuram and bought a wooden tiger. While they were playing, a teeny silver pierced the king's right hand. The king pulled it out, but the infection flared and the surgeons were called in. And 3 famous surgeons were called from Madras. They operated him, but the king could not survive. This was the dramatic irony. The powerful king was killed by a mere wooden tiger in a way he least expected. The king had never expected that his death will come from the wooden tiger. The answer of this question may be given in this way also. The story The Tiger King is a supreme example of dramatic irony. The character acts in a way grossly inappropriate to the actual circumstances, or expects the opposite of what fate holds in store for him. Kalki has used a very dexterous use of dramatic irony in the story. After killing the first tiger, the king showed the dead body of the tiger to the state astrologer, and the state astrologer predicted that, Excellency, Maharaj, you have to kill 99 more tiger in the same way, but you have need to be very careful from the 100 tiger. And the Tiger King chooses to prove the astrologer wrong once again and make frantic effort to kill 100 tiger. Thus, having shot at the old tiger, the Tiger King believes that he has killed the 100 tiger, but the bullet was missed, the target was missed, and the tiger became fainted only due to the buzzing sound of the bullet. And the king became happy as he has killed the 100 tiger, but he was totally unknown about his ironical fate. The prediction proves right, and a mere splinter from a wooden tiger's body caused his dramatic death. Quite ironically, the 100 tiger kills the king. Instead, the astrologer prediction stands vindicated. It means to say that as was predicted by the astrologer that the 100 tiger will be the cause of Maharaja's death, and we come to know that it was the wooden tiger which has taken revenge, and the death of Maharaja came from the 100 tiger. So in this way we can say that the writer has used dramatic irony very frankly, and the story is also the story is also a satire on the conceit of those people who are in power. Maharaja was very powerful, and he wanted to prove the astrologers wrong. For this purpose he started hunting tigers, killing tigers, and he has killed 99 tigers, but the 100 tiger was not killed by Maharaja as the bullet was missed, and the wooden tiger which Maharaja has purchased on the third birthday of his son, and one of the nail pierced into the right hand of Maharaja, and he pulled it from the left hand, and in some days the pus infuriated into the right arms, and the wooden tiger became the cause of Maharaja's death. Next question. What is the author's indirect comment on the subjecting innocent animals to the willfulness of human beings? What is the author's indirect comment on the subjecting innocent animals to the willfulness of the human beings? Through this satirical story, the author has rightly portrayed how human beings have subjected innocent animals to untold torture and death, merely to fulfill their own whims and fancies. The Maharaja's indiscriminate killing of tigers led to their extinction in some states, but the Maharaja was oblivious to the grave consequences his action was leading to. In order to prove the astrologer wrong, the Maharaja went on killing the tigers, providing his dominance over the helpless animal. The answer of this question may be given in this way also. It was just an astrological prediction that the king would be killed by a tiger. If it was the king's destiny, no power on earth could have altered it. But the king decided to kill tiger in self-defense. No doubt he could kill a tiger if he was ever attacked, but he took a oath to kill all the tigers. There were many forests where tigers lived. No tiger ever came to kill him. It was the king who went into the forest to hunt them. He killed all the tigers, but he had taken a oath to kill 100 tigers. So he also killed all the tigers found in his and in his father-in-law's forest. He decimated the tigers' population. The poor animals were no threat. The author also talks of an English officer who took great pride in getting himself photographed with a gun in hand by the side of the dead tiger. Man kills poor wild beast ruthlessly just to satisfy his ego. Man kills poor wild beast ruthlessly just to satisfy his ego, but he is unaware of the harm he does to the ecology of which he is also a part. Okay, the next question is how would you describe the behavior of the Maharaja's minions towards him? Do you find them truly sincere towards him, or are they driven by fear when they obey him? do we find a similarity in today's political order? Okay, Maharaja's minions were subservient and sycophantic. Most of them were scared of the Maharajas and tried to keep him in a good humor by obeying his orders. They did not dare to disobey him, as his displeasure could mean loss of their jobs or even loss of their lives. The astrologer was afraid of predicting his death till the Maharaja told him to speak without fear. The Diwan, who should have advised the king not to kill the tigers, did not dare to go against his wishes and aided his marriage by finding a princess whose father's kingdom possessed a large number of tigers. When the Maharaja could not find the 100 tigers, being afraid of losing his job, Diwan himself presented an old tiger to satisfy the whims of Maharaja. Likewise, the hunters chose not to inform him of the survival of the 100 tigers and instead killed it themselves, fearing that they might lose their jobs. Even the shopkeeper who sold the king a cheap wooden toy tiger quoted higher price lest he should be punished for selling some cheap to the king. So it is evident that the king's minions were driven by fear rather than any feelings of sincerity towards their ruler. Today's political order is no different. We know too well that many of the people are in power because of their influence and power. Moreover, others indulge them for their own vested interest rather than for the good of the country. Okay, in a glance we can see that from the starting we have seen that Maharaja's minions behavior was in the favorable of Maharaja. As first of all, we have seen that when the astrologers came and they started predicting about the king, about the royal prince, they were forced to tell. Then the astrologers told that the death will come from the tiger. And the second, we have seen that when Maharaja has forced Diwan to find a suitable girl for marriage, and he find the suitable girl and the king was married, and whenever he visited his father-in-law's kingdom, he used to kill 5 or 6 tigers. And on the third stage, we are seeing that when the tiger king has killed the 100 tiger, the hunters came to know that the bullet was missed, but no one dared to go and inform to Maharaja that the bullet was missed. They may lose their job, they may lose their life, so they have not informed about this fact to the Maharaja. And fourth, we have seen that when Maharaja went to the Bazaar of Pratibandpuram to buy some special gift for his son's birthday, third birthday, and the price was too low, but the shopkeeper knew very well that if I am going to tell Maharaja such a low price, I will be punished under the rule of emergency. So he has said a very high price. So he has set a high price, and these things can be found in political order also. And we know too well that many of the people are in power because of their influence and power. Moreover, others indulge them for their own vested interest rather than for the good of the country. Means to say, they always praise to the authority because they know very well that if we are not going to praise them, the result will be very dangerous and catastrophic. So they always praise to the authority. Okay. Next question. Can you relate instances of game hunting among the rich and the powerful in present times that illustrate the carelessness of human beings toward wildlife? Yes, there have been some instances of game hunting in the present times. Even the affluent have been involved in instances that illustrate the carelessness of human beings towards wildlife, as Salman Khan black buck poaching case and Nawab Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi antelope case. These are the famous cases. and the most important question, that is the last question. We need a new system for the age of ecology, and a system which is embedded in the care of all people and also in the care of the earth and life upon. Discuss. Man has destroying life on earth since time immemorial. Great wars have taken a heavy toll on human life. Man has even deprived nature of its flora and fauna in the name of development. He has endlessly been cutting down trees and clearing forests to meet his needs for more land to construct home. It is severely affected the ecosystem towards wildlife. In particular, man's attitude has been most callous. He has hunted wild animals for food, fun, and sport. As a result, several species of animals have become extinct, and many are on the verge of extinction. Therefore, we need to create a new system for the ecology which takes care of people and all life upon earth. Okay, let us go through the last question. We need a new system for the age of ecology, a system which is embedded in the care of all people, also in the care of earth and all life upon it. Discuss. Okay, the earth is rare and wonderful planet. The answer may be given in this way also. The earth is rare and wonderful planet, not only in our solar system but even in distant galaxies. We have so far not been able to discover anything to match it. The earth is not a matter, it is a living, breathing planet. It supports billions of species of animals, insects, plants, and many others. Man has made tremendous progress in understanding life on this planet. Man is also responsible for harming it beyond measures. Now we understand that we are not the masters of earth. We are a part of its ecology. Life is interdependent. If a part is damaged or if a part is damaged, the whole system suffers. So it is high time we should develop a new system that takes care of human beings, animal kingdom, vegetation, and the earth itself. Such types of questions may be asked. Giving a bribe is an evil practice. How did the Tiger King bribe the British officer to save his kingdom? How do you view this act of his? The Tiger King wanted to disprove the astrologer's prediction and therefore started to hunt and kill tigers. Anyone who anyone who disobeyed him would be punished, and all his wealth and property will be confiscated. In order to have enough tiger to hunt, he had banned hunting tigers in his kingdom. A high-ranking British officer came to the state and he desired to hunt tiger. The British officer was also not allowed to hunt. The British officer sent a word to get himself photographed holding a gun beside the tiger's dead body. However, the Maharaja refused even that. As the Maharaja has prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire, he was in danger of losing his kingdom. Hence, he offered a bribe of 50 diamond rings that was valued at 3 lakhs to the wife to the British officer. By this act, the Maharaja was able to avert the danger. In my view, this reveals the corrupt attitude of both the king and the British officer. It also shows how blinded the king was in his ambition, because he only wanted to prove the astrologers wrong. Okay, and that he wasted the people's money to appease his ego. He was ready to relinquish people's hard-earning money to ensure that his longevity is ensured by proving the astrologers wrong. And the next question is that even today So many among us believe in superstitions, and astrologers predicted about the Tiger King that he would be killed by a tiger, and he killed 100 tigers, yet was himself killed by a tiger. How did the superstitions belief prevail? A few days after the Maharajas killed the 100 tiger, it was the third birthday of his son. The Maharaja desired to give him some special gift on this occasion. He purchased a wooden tiger from a toy shop and gifted it to his son. That day the Maharaja and his son were playing with the wooden tiger. The surface of the toy was rough since it had been carved by an unskilled carpenter. A tiny splinter pierced into the Maharaja's right hand. He pulled it out, but the next day the infection spread even in Maharaja's right arm. Within 4 days, it developed into a pus. Forming sore spreading all over the arm. And three famous surgeons were called from Madras. They performed the operation. Even though operation was successful, the Maharaja passed away. Thus, the 100 tiger took its revenge on the king. Thus, we have seen that it was the superstitions of the Maharaja, as he has started hunting the tigers only believing on the prediction of the astrologers. Okay, guys, thank you, and we will meet in next lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.